Hello, my name is Brother Sean, the barefoot Franciscan monk in fancy dress. Hope you're not offended. The theme of this very short video is, have you got the X Factor? And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is the X Factor? The X Factor could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. For some, the X Factor could mean winning the lottery. But sadly, the anecdotal evidence available to us is that 9 out of every 10 people who win the lottery end up as miserable as hell. Wow, what a strong word, hell. But they're miserable. Because whilst they didn't have any surplus funding, and suddenly to win such vast amounts of money, guess what happened? They attracted fair weather friends who really only wanted to benefit from their wealth. Is that a good thing? I leave that to you. Is it a bad thing? I'm not sure. Well, I am. But what I want to say is this. The X Factor for me means reminding myself of what my Glaswegian granny used to say to me when I used to sleep with her from the age of 5, right up until I was 11. And my sister Eileen and I would share her double bed in Dublin. And every night, no matter what sort of a day she had, looking after boarders from the country and feeding us all the most beautiful food, simple food from a 3-ringed gas stove, she always ended her day with these words, and I'd love to share them with you. And her words were very simple. We sleep the sleep of the just, J-U-S-T. And for years I never really got my head around what did she mean by that. And now, age 63, I now suddenly realize that she was implying that if you can sleep the sleep of the just, then you have the X Factor. And I know as a young boy growing up in Catholic Ireland, and as a Catholic Christian myself, we were reminded of an old saying from the West Country of Ireland, the 100-fold from God is a son in the priesthood, a daughter in the nunnery, and a pig in the parlour. Now, we can laugh our socks off, but to a lot of people of that simple faith, prior to the advent of the internet and technology and television, that was their 100-fold from God, because they sensed that if they had a son in the priesthood and a daughter in the convent and the pig in the parlour, they had all their dreams come true. Whether the son and the daughter were called to the priesthood and the monastic life is another matter. So what does having the X Factor mean for you? Does it mean having loads of wealth around you? There's nothing wrong with wealth. There's nothing whatsoever wrong with living in a beautiful home, wearing designer clothes, having a posh sports car, having exotic holidays abroad. There's nothing wrong with those. Because if you work hard, you're entitled to enjoy yourself. But the X Factor doesn't mean that either. So what does it mean for you? What does having the X Factor mean for you today in 2012? A year where everything is undergoing a great metamorphosis. Even the animal kingdom, nature, the elements, the seasons, And we who are in this physical body, our mind and our heart are being put on a fast spin in a washing machine where we don't know whether we're Arthur or Martha. 1 minute we're fine, next minute we're completely overwhelmed by negativism. The X factor for me implies that I have inner peace. Inner peace. But I've never always had inner peace. I think if the truth be told, I guess I've lived a life like many of you, in constant crisis, going from one drama to another. Hence the old nickname that's used a lot today, oh, he's a drama queen or she's a drama queen. They love drama. They thrive on drama. Well, let me tell you, there's nothing X factor about being a drama queen, because you end up making yourself very ill. I would like to read this to you, if I may, and hopefully we'll get something from it. This is a time in your life when you must learn to let go. To let go of loved ones, of possessions, of control. In order to let go of something that is precious to you, you need to rest in my presence. What's this, my presence? It is in the presence of the cosmic Christ, the I am presence, the beloved. Where you are complete, where you are complete. Take time to bask in the light of my love, he says. And as you relax more and more, your grasping hand gradually opens, releasing your prized possessions into my care. And what I would say here is, dear friends, is the X factor is just that. It's learning to let go. It's learning to surrender your heart to love. You can feel secure even in the midst of cataclysmic changes through awareness of my continual presence. The one who never leaves you is the same one who never changes. I am the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and forever. As you release more and more things into my care, remember that I never let go of your hand. Herein lies your security, which no one and no circumstance can take from you. And I would add to that, a painful experience I had in my life in 1996, when my dear friend who died on the 24th of March, and today is the 23rd, and that was 16 years ago. We were brother monks together. We laughed a lot, we cried a lot, but we were never allowed to be kept in the same monastic house because we caused ructions. We were giggling and laughing, but it was against the rule for some reason, and we had to look miserable and sad. And I guess that's why I've got a permanent sad face. But you know, when Eddie died, a part of my heart died too, because I'd lost my best pal, my soulmate, my Anam Cara. We weren't lovers or anything like that. We were deeply in love with each other as blood brothers, as spiritual brothers. But do you know something? Out of that really painful black time when I sunk so low, I thought I'd never get out of it. And one day, a friend gave me a little poem, well, a little prayer card with footprints on it. And I read it, but I ignored it. I wasn't in a good place to read it. And years ago I read it, and something beautiful happened. I realized that Jesus was carrying me when I thought they were my footprints, and that it was I who was shouldering my burden, hence the misery and being the drama queen. But I knew then that I was loved, and that is for me the X factor, that my God who's the Father, Mother, God of all faiths, never gave up on me, and of the billions of people in the world, that my life mattered because I was valued and I was loved. And though it took several years to come out of that place, the work I do today is as a result of that breakthrough from that breakdown. My prayer for you today is that you will find the X factor, but it's not in riches, silver or gold.